So by now you're probably wondering, how much do these things cost? Well, let me run you through the product line with the price list. So the K8 machine, which is Enagic's flagship machine and the best one available, that goes for $4,980 and has a total of 8 titanium platinum plated plates inside for ionizing. This is the same ionizer that I use in my home personally, and yeah, the one that I recommend most highly. Yeah, you're only going to make this purchase one time, so I really recommend getting, the best one that's available. The next machine in line is the SD501 at $3,980. This is still an excellent machine. It doesn't have the touch screen like the K8 does, but it still has all the same settings. The only main difference is it has only 7 ionizing plates instead of the 8 inside the K8 machine. So it's going to have a little less antioxidant properties, but still a great machine. And then next in line is the SD501 Platinum Edition, which is essentially the exact same machine as the regular SD501, except it's in a stainless steel housing, and it's basically an aesthetic difference. And the cost on that one is $4,280. Next after that is the Super 501, and this is more for like industrial use, like for restaurants and people that are going to have like a really high usage of water, like putting out high volumes. And the cost on that is $5,980. But for most households, for just, use for yourself and your family, this would be overkill, and you could do fine with one of the other machines. So after that comes the JR4 machine at $2,980. This is the cheapest water ionizer that Enagic produces. It's still a good machine, but it only has 4 ionizing plates inside. So it's going to be a lot less antioxidants, roughly half the amount of antioxidant properties as the K8 machine, but still has the full range of water options from 2.5 all the way to 11.5 pH. And then last but not least is the SD501U series at $4,980. And this is essentially the same as the other 2 SD501 models, except for it's an under-the-counter mount with just a spout that comes on and mounts onto your countertop by your sink. So it's basically the same machine, it just stashes underneath your counter out of sight, and just having the aesthetic of only the spout and a control panel up above the countertop. So now some of you might be wondering, well, this is great, but how can I afford that? This is a lot of money, right? And it is, but not to worry, there are very affordable monthly payment plan options, which helps make these machines more accessible to anybody who would really benefit from it and values having clean, pure water in their home for themselves and their family. And I'll give you a full rundown of what that looks like here coming up right up. But yeah, it's a great option to have. They're all pre-approved with no credit history checks, so you don't have to worry about that. And I'll give you an idea of what that looks like here moving forward.